Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Atlanta. My name is Zachary Lancherman, and I'm excited to welcome you to Youth Sunday. Please rise in body or in spirit, thank you, and join us in building a new way.
We are
building a new way. We are building a new way. We are building a new way. Getting stronger every day. We are building a new way. We are working to be free. We are working to be free. We are working to be free. Hate and greed and jealousy. We are working to be free. Basic freedom. Peace and freedom is our cry. Peace and freedom is our cry. Peace and freedom is our cry. Without these, the world would die. Peace and freedom is our cry. Come full circle. We are building a new way. We are building a new way. We are building a new way. Feeling stronger every day. We are building a new way. Woo! Y'all sounded fantastic. Now, welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Atlanta, where we are transforming lives through courageous action and soulful connection. We are a religious community that lets teenagers run the service every once in a while. Now, no matter your racial identity, you are welcome in our rainbow. If you identify as a man, a woman, non-binary, gender fluid, and any and every gender identity in between and beyond, you are welcome in our community. If you're gay, that's okay. If you're bi, so am I. If you're trans, we'll hold your hands. If you're ace, this is your space. And if you're lesbian, you're more than welcome here, even though nothing much rhymes with lesbian. I guess thespian, there's a lot of overlap there. Anyway, if you like media such as Mean Girls, comic books, or queer autism, or quautism for short, then you are in the right place. And if you don't like any of those things, then stick around. You might come out of the service liking them after all. This year, the senior high youth have been discussing what it means to truly build community. As we dive into what sets our souls ablaze, we'd like to share with you how special music and theater have been in the ways we connect with each other, and how we build our identities with one another at the center of queerness and neurodivergence. I would like to invite my fellow senior youth, Nala and Mira, to light our chalice.
Let's say the chalice lighting words together. May the light of this flame illuminate our tradition of seeking, invite all who yearn for acceptance, and ignite our passion for justice and peace.
UUCA is a demonstration of commitment to our covenanted community. It is a choice to live by our shared mission, to transform lives through courageous action and soulful connection. It is a noble and exciting moment to commit to the work of transformation. We here on the stage are all UUCA members, and we are excited to welcome you.
Reverend Victoria Safford writes, "Covenant is a promise I keep to myself about the kind of person I want to be, the kind of life I mean to have, together with other people and with all other living things. Whenever we welcome babies into our church, and when we welcome new members into the community, when we celebrate the love of beaming couples, when we ordain new ministers, when we learn from our amazing youth, we speak not in the binding language of contract, but in the life-sustaining fluency of covenant, from conavir, to travel together. We will walk together with you. We will walk together with you, friend. We will walk together with each other toward the lives we mean to lead, toward the world we mean to have a hand in shaping, the world of compassion, equity, freedom, joy, and gratitude. Covenant is the work of intimate justice. So joining us in the collective effort of intimate justice this morning are several of UUCA's most brand new members. So we invite them to come forward now and join us on our chancel. And also anybody else out there, if you have been thinking about joining UUCA, today is a beautiful day to do it. So you can come on up and join the congregation today. And I guess I also want to throw out there that you can join UUCA any day. But sometimes we'll have a special ceremony for you to join. So now is the time to come on up. So here are UCA's newest members, but hold your applause, because we got some things to do and say.
The presence of both these new members and our existing congregation reflects the strength of this community. We are so grateful and honored to welcome all of you.
So I'm going to give this my best shot. Dana Albanasir. Albanasir, welcome. Thank you. Welcome, Dana. Margaret Brown. Margaret, welcome. Allison Goff, welcome. And Jim Hinson. You can all welcome them too. You can shake their hand.
Now please join us in reciting our new member litany you will see on the screen. We welcome you with hope and joy as you join us in this community of faith, where we will support you on your spiritual journeys and work side by side with you for justice and peace.
And now this is for the new members to say, and it's behind you. Go ahead. Oh. Oh, let's try this one more time. Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Go.
Today, I become
a full participant in this faith community. I commit myself to support the mission and covenant of this congregation through my gifts and my service.
Not yet. There's more. Go ahead.
Inspired by those of you joining today, we renew our commitment to support the mission and covenant of this congregation through our gifts and our service. Together, may we become the people we aspire to be and the people the world needs.
Welcome to you all. sure to meet our new members in the social hall. There's gonna be cake. And new members, be sure to sign the membership book after worship so that you can be part of the club forever. Forever. And yeah, that's that.
Okay.
That's how
Thank you all, and congratulations.
Welcome to the club.
Hello. Our story this morning is Just Ask, Be Brave, Be Different, Be You, by Sonia Sotomayor, illustrated by Rafael Lopez. Hi, I'm Sonia. My friends and I are planting a garden. Gardens are magical places. Thousands of plants bloom together, but every flower, every berry, and every leaf is different. Each has a different smell, a different shape, a different purpose. Some flowers need lots of sunlight, others thrive in the shade. Some have to be trimmed regularly, while others are better off left alone. Some trees and flowers are more fragile, and others are more hardy. Kids are all different too. Some of us are in a hurry, and others take more time. Some of us seem shy and quiet, while others are chatty and loud. Some of our differences are easy to spot. Others take longer to notice. Each of us grows in our own way. So if you are curious about other kids, just ask. Not everyone is comfortable answering questions about themselves, but I don't mind. What am I doing? Several times a day, I prick my finger to measure the sugar in my blood, and I give myself shots of medicine called insulin. I do this because I have diabetes, and my body doesn't make insulin naturally like other people's. Even though it hurts, I gather all of my courage to do it to be healthy. Do you ever need to take medicine to be healthy? I do. My name is Raphael, and I have asthma, which means I sometimes have trouble breathing. When this happens, I take a break and use an inhaler with medicine to make breathing easier. Quiet time helps me slow down and catch my breath. My inhaler is like a tool to help my body. Do you use a tool to help your body? I'm Anthony, and I use a wheelchair to get around. Even though I can't run with my legs, I can go super fast. How do you get from place to place? My name is Madison, and my guide dog Lucky helps me get places safely because I'm blind. My friend Arturo is blind too. He uses a cane to get around. Even though we can't see, we strengthen our other senses and notice lots of details others miss. We can hear with our ears, smell with our noses, and feel with our hands. How do you use your senses? I'm VJ. I learn about the world differently because I can see, but I can't hear. I'm deaf. Most of the time, I communicate with people using my face and hands through sign language. It's cool to know another language. I also love reading and writing. How about you? I'm Bianca, and I have dyslexia, so I have to work really hard and take my time when I am reading and writing words. Sometimes I use computer programs to help me. I love learning by doing things, making art from the pictures I see in my mind. Are you really good at something? I'm great at dinosaurs, and I know all about them. I'm Jordan, and I have autism. Organizing and counting all my toy dinosaurs again and again makes me feel calm. My classmate Tiana also has autism, but it's different for her. She doesn't talk, but I like to talk. I especially like to talk about dinosaurs. What do you like to talk about? For me, listening comes more easily than talking. And I'm a really good listener. My name is An, and I speak with a stutter. So I sometimes repeat a word or get stuck when I try to say it. It may take me a little longer to express myself. And sometimes I'm too shy to talk, but I understand everything that's going on. Do you ever wonder if people understand you? I do. My name is Julia. Sometimes I wiggle or make sounds that I can't control because I have Tourette's syndrome. People may look at me funny just because they think I am not paying attention or just acting out. But it's not true. I am listening. I don't always like having to explain. It frustrates me. But it helps when I tell people that's just what my body does. Do you ever feel frustrated? My name is Manuel, and I have attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. It's also called ADHD. I can get frustrated when I feel the need to move around, even though I'm supposed to sit still. When my teachers and friends are patient with me, if I forget something or get distracted, I can get myself back on track. What's helpful to you? I'm Nolan. It's helpful to me when the food I eat has a clear label that says it's nut-free because I am allergic to nuts. They can make me so sick, I would have to go to the hospital if I ate any, even by accident. So I always tell people about my allergy and ask if any food has nut ingredients. Speaking up keeps me healthy. How do you use your voice? I love to sing and love to talk. I love to make new friends and be included. I am Grace. I was born with Down syndrome. Kids like me with Down syndrome have an extra building block called a chromosome in our bodies. But we are all different from each other too. I can do almost anything another kid can do too. Learning things can take some time. One way I learn is to ask questions. What helps you learn? It's me, Sonia, again. I ask questions too. When something seems different or new, I just ask my parents or my teachers and they help me to understand, especially if my friends don't feel ready to explain. This is what I've learned. Imagine if all the plants in this garden were exactly the same. Like, what if we could only grow peas? That would mean no strawberries or cucumbers or carrots. It might also mean no trees or roses or sunflowers. Just like in our garden, all the ways we are different make our neighborhood, our whole world really, much more interesting and fun. And just like all of these plants, each of us has unique powers to share with the world and make it more interesting and richer. What will you do with your powers?
I would like to invite my fellow senior youth to the chancel to lead us in this morning's movement prayer. We would invite you to rise in body or in spirit. First, we bow to honor the Spirit of life. We lift our arms and embrace the gifts of the Spirit. We bring these gifts unto ourselves with gratitude and breathe and smile. We share these gifts with the world. Remember to be present. Honor, embrace, gratitude, share, be present. This worship service has been designed for all ages, but childcare is available for our youngest friends. At this time, we would like to invite families to bring young children to our childcare services if preferred. Please note the location for these is just down the hall on the first floor. As our children recess, please take this opportunity to greet your neighbor, especially someone you have not met.
trouble finding communities for most of my life. When you're young, it's easy. My parents tell stories of me walking up to children my age that I'd never met, asking to be friends and receiving an instant yes. Without the heavy weight of social norms or the need to dig any deeper than surface level when talking to peers, community was easy to find. It was wherever other children were. That's quite different now. I'm 15 now. I'm older, which has brought joy and sorrow. I'm taller than my mom, but also the weird shape of my brain is much clearer when compared to other teens. If you were somehow unaware or didn't want to assume, I am autistic. I also have ADHD, and that weird mishmash of diagnoses mixed with the whisk of anxiety has made me less than usual. As if that was somehow not enough for Mother Nature's twisted scheming, I'm also panromantic and non-binary, all pronouns. All of this means that trying to find people who tolerate me for more than a few months has been challenging. My autism means I refuse to shut up about Dan Cooper. Speaking of which, do y'all want to hear the story of a man who, no? You know what? I'll spare y'all. My ADHD means I am last minute to make plans, have zero patience, and am a nightmare when caffeinated. And the whole queer shebang means I can't talk too long with a good portion of the world's population without fearing they'll hate who I really am. In elementary, the problem started to rear its ugly head, but I somehow avoided diagnosis until last summer. Now, for those of you who have been to elementary school, which is almost everyone in this room, you will probably know that elementary school is a time to find community and make easy friends. But for those of you who are neurospicy and, like me, lie dormant, waiting to strike until you hear something that piques your interest, trains, planes, organizing things by color, you'll know that around third grade is when kids get smart enough to know when to stop talking, when to discuss certain things, and what is cringy, except for us. At some point, my friends began to slowly distance themselves from me, which was usually hard for them to do, because if I want to be friends with you, I will stop at little to nothing. And sadly, this trend continues. I have friends who I think like me until I make a reference or joke at the wrong time, or until they get close enough to me to realize there is nothing beneath my chaos. I will never calm down, this is just how I am. Or until my novelty wears off. I have been lucky enough to find small pockets of community, but it's almost entirely limited to those like me. My fellow gays and theys understand the experience of a coming out, and then everyone else in the friend group comes out. So luckily, I've found some friends, but I hope that someday, not too long in the future hopefully, people will start to understand. Will start to place less faith in meaningless social rules I've never been able to follow. In a facade everyone keeps up, and we will all come to realize that we're all a bit weird, and judging someone else for their weirdness as only a show to keep others from assuming the same of you is only hurting the world. If we all collectively embraced each other, I think everyone would benefit. Not only those like me, but everyone who's been judged or who has judged for their own security. I've benefited so heavily when I've found community and when I have allowed others into my community. It's truly wonderful to have someone to talk about my hobby of the week with and to just feel understood. So for all those who seek a more loving world, I am with you all the way. And the small steps of trying to understand and accept one another are a great place for all of us to start.
Breathe in peace. Say to yourself silently, I will love myself. I will love others. And that love can heal the world. At this time, we hear the joys and sorrows of this congregation. Howard Reese, former UUCA Congregational President, former President of the UUA's Southeastern District, and husband of Julie Weisberg, passed away early in the morning of May 2nd from complications due to Alzheimer's. We send our love to Julie and their entire family. Please send texts and cards of support to her during this time of grief. Julie's contact information is on Realm. A memorial service for Howard will be held here at UUCA in late May. More details for that service will be shared soon. You are invited to say the names of people you are holding in your heart this morning. Speak their names out loud into this holy space now. May all beings find connection. May all people find comfort. May all of us find ways to be more loving to one another. Spirit of life, love eternal, we rest in holy gratitude. We surrender to a mystery beyond ourselves, asking forgiveness for our mistakes. Those times we have been selfish or thoughtless. Breathing in and out, we offer grace. We forgive ourselves and each other. We begin again in love. We honor our earth, supporting and sustaining life. We breathe in, opening our hearts to wonder. For just one moment, feeling a deep connection with all beings. Let us calm our bodies and our minds. We breathe in peace, and then we exhale. We relax into the space that our intentions make sacred. We enter into the silence.
Good morning. I am Nyla Feaster, one of the youth here at UUCA, and I am incredibly grateful to be a part of this program with the other youth. Now, I know that people usually come to the pulpit to discuss important matters in their lives, so I've decided to do the same by talking about Mean Girls. When I was first told that this would be a themed service, Mean Girls seemed like the obvious choice to me, since we've already done Barbie and Taylor Swift themed services. Who else would complete the blonde trifecta better than Regina George? Unfortunately, they didn't mean that kind of topic, but I am still fulfilling my dream of doing a totally fetch Regina George themed sermon. In case you've never watched the movie, Mean Girls is the story of Katie Heron, a girl who's been homeschooled since she was living in Africa. They never say where in the entire continent of Africa, but I digress. And it's her first time in a real American public high school. Katie is the main character, but for the purposes of this sermon, is insignificant. Who we are going to focus on today is Regina George, the school's resident mean girl. Regina, as described by her peers, is someone that everybody hates just as much as they want to be friends with her. As I also go to a public high school now, I'm very familiar with that feeling. Regina is the epitome of a stereotypical popular girl, and the movie focuses a lot on her and her actions. As I was writing this homily, I kept on asking myself, what about this movie is so special to me? Minus the aesthetic, it sort of feels like Mean Girls is my life. Although it's completely over-exaggerated, the representation of high school, from cliques to friendships to body image, is impeccable. After a lot of my experiences in my first year of high school, this movie seems more meaningful than ever. Pop culture also feels more significant for me than ever in this stage of life. From social media to what I read, all of the media I consume can affect how I think and how I act. In addition to being incredibly entertaining, pop culture also lets us express ourselves in different ways. It also provides an audience, especially young girls, with role models that can influence their goals and their life plans. I think it's so important for today's girls, especially young girls of color, to be able to see themselves in the media and to have good role models that can help them grow into valuable members of society. Which leads me to the focus of this homily and a large part of the pop culture I consume, Regina George. One way her behavior is destructive is when she targets one of her close friends, Janice, by outing her to the whole entire school. Being queer is a great thing, but people should be able to choose when they come out to their family and friends. Regina continued to influence every single part of Janice's life until she would graduate. They alluded to Regina spreading many rumors like this over the course of the entire movie. Even though they never resolved Regina's actions, I still didn't forget it. It made me think that anything I say about another peer, no matter how small, can and will stick with people. I know it's very, very difficult to not gossip, especially in a setting such as this one, where there's so many people. But not gossiping behind people's backs is an important ingredient in building a healthy community. I would like to be a good influence on young girls and stop this vicious cycle of untruthful gossip that tends to run in groups of girls my age. You would have thought that when I first introduced this topic, I would have worshipped Regina in a way. However, I now realize that this movie taught me to not be a Regina. So in honor of this absolute cinematic masterpiece, please say it with me. I will not be a Regina. I will not be a Regina. Thank you.
So fetch. And hello again, everybody. I wanted to do a much more humorous and lighthearted call to offering this morning, but what I'm about to talk about is no laughing matter. If you are a longtime member of this congregation, you should know that this is the part of the service where we take up an offering of financial donations. We usually dance around the issue for a while with some humorous anecdote or spiritual advice, but this week I'm going to get straight to the point. If you donate today, your hard-earned money will go toward the World Central Kitchen, and hopefully getting a new podium. The World Central Kitchen is a charity organization devoted to providing food relief to those who need it around the world. As of right now, they are currently working to combat the hunger brought on by the famine in the Gaza Strip. Their efforts in the tumultuous and war-torn Gaza currently is nothing short of courageous, admirable, and beautiful. Not only that, they have also endured attacks in the form of airstrikes from Israeli forces. I know, you might not want to hear about that right now. I'm sure a lot of you are taking a break from doom scrolling to be here and take your minds off such things. But as easy as it would be to bury your heads in the sand, people need your help. The thousands and thousands of refugees that the WCK is feeding need your help. A lot of the people that the WCK is helping are folks my age, teenagers, forced from their homes looking for something to eat, some way to get by. I look at my privileged and spoiled life and compare it to theirs. Nobody should have to live like that. Nobody. So, well, for the love of humanity, open your hearts and your wallets. Your donation could mean fewer children will go to bed hungry. I am passing the buck on to you so you can pass your bucks on to them. This morning's offering will now be given and gratefully received. Thank you.
Thank you all so much for opening your hearts. If it weren't for your continued support, we wouldn't have the opportunity to do cool things like this youth service. And now, please join me in the dedication of the offering. To the work of this congregation, which is weaving a tapestry of love and action we call community, we dedicate our lives, and these are our offerings.
Question everything. As Unitarian Universalists, I know we are very familiar with questioning authority, but I would like to discuss this today to bring light to the ever-fading rebellion. Why do we go along with whatever public figure that claims to be a good person? They are not prophets in the slightest. Why do these politicians, campaigning and doing whatever they can to become reelected, publicly striving for more power, when their entire role is to execute what the public wants and to be selfless as they represent the nation? When you're confronted with what is accepted to be just the way things are, do not keep turning as your cog in the machine. Question everything and make the choices you want, not theirs. Now, this is a fundamental in what I believe is the key to understanding our role in what we do in society. Your actions will have a greater effect than you may ever realize in turning the narrative from what is accepted as fact to diving headfirst into the problem at hand. When we question authority, really asking ourselves the reason of why we are doing things and subjecting ourselves towards a strict doctrine, we are opening up a world of greater opportunities in a world with critical thinking and common sense. Questioning everything is a basic mold of any institution. A school, workplace, or church even, is not left without some level of reason for the way things are, leaving you to find these answers and change the rules if they lack proper foundation. Let's take Marvel and the Comics Code Authority. In the 50s, parents thought comic books were corroding the youth's brain. They thought they were violent and would indoctrinate their children into criminals. This ended up in the foundation of the Comics Code Authority, which sought to use their stamp as assurance to parents that the particular comic was age appropriate. The guidelines the authority had were outrageous, going as far as to ban vampires and even the mention of the word terror and horror. This would lead DC in the 60s to publish a comic series that would acknowledge the obscurity of the situation and call out the unsubstantiated fears the public had with comic books. The comic was Green Lantern and Green Arrow. In this series, both heroes traveled across America and were confronted by the absurdities of different groups. This included religious extremists, screwed up political systems, and support systems. This series called out the Comics Code Authority in that their rule was radical and fanatic. If you ever see something, anything, and think to yourself, why in the world is this how things work, how things are, do something and call it out. We have to call it out when the way things work doesn't make sense, because it's how we take care of each other. It's how we build a better world. I'd like to share a quote from my favorite movies, Perks of Being a Wallflower, from the character Charlie. There are people who forget what it's like to be 16 when they turn 17. I know these will all be stories someday, and our pictures will become old photographs. We'll all become somebody's mom or dad, but right now, these moments are not stories. This is happening. I am here, and I'm looking at her, and she is so beautiful. I can see it. This one moment when you know you're not a sad story, you are alive, and you stand up and see the lights on the buildings and everything that makes you wonder, and you're listening to that song and that drive with the people you love most in this world. And in this moment, I swear, we are infinite. Make sure everyone you love knows it, and make sure you love them as much as you can before it's too late. We are uplifted as a community of love. The deeper connection we have makes us stronger as a whole.
Standing on these mountains and plains, far away.
breathe the infinite sea before me. Sing the sky my sailor's song. I was born upon the fathoms. Never horror or port have I known. The wide universe is the ocean I travel, and the earth is my home.
Thank you. Thank you very much.